Oh, there we go. We'll leave that in. Right, we have next up. Let me just arrange that. Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. So this one is the fourth Tomb Raider game in the series. It's all right. I wanted it really, really badly. I picked it up, I think, on launch day, back in the day where you could kind of pre-order a game, go into a shop, and if you pre-ordered it and you paid a little bit more, you'd get like an exclusive guide, or you'd get a joypad or something. I took it home, and I have to say I played with it a little bit, but I just couldn't get on with it, if I'm honest. I think it's a great game. I mean, I played it more recently, but I didn't think it could ever be as hard as the third game, but it's even harder in certain parts. I have kind of filmed most of that on my channel. I got to a point where I just got completely stuck because the first two Tomb Raider games are very logical. This one kind of is a lot bigger. It's kind of like a throwback to the first game in many ways. But again, they throw so much at you, it's a little bit almost too innovative for its own good. So the logical part is kind of left out of the window sometimes. Not all the time. I mean, there are levels when you'll be running around wondering, what the hell am I supposed to do? The whole game takes place in Egypt. You'll be picking up items, you will be struggling to find out where to go. You will eventually find what you're supposed to do. And the benefit of this one is you can kind of save where you want to. But yeah, there are levels that are just really, really taxing. I got to one level where literally I had to move these statues around, and it didn't do anything. And I ended up getting stuck on an area with some spikes. So you can kind of, like, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be very kind of demotivating and frustrating. It's a game I really want to give a fair shot. As I said, it's just like, it puts you through so much. I didn't think anything could be harder than the third game. I thought they would learn their lessons, but you know, on the plus side, the lighting's better, the textures are better, there's more polygons, the levels are much bigger. There's much more freedom in your movement and things. You get to kind of fight on a train, which is awesome. It's a little bit more Indiana Jones inspired. But yeah, if you're a fan of Lara Croft, pick it up. Maybe you'll do better than I did. Alright, let me just pick up these games, guys. All these games which have fallen down. Right, let's see what else we got. Alright, we have King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong, actually, for the PlayStation 2. This is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's the official game of the movie. You get to play as Jack, who was I think he was the writer in the film, if I remember correctly, and it's got all the people from the movie, all the voices as well, and you have to kind of get through the island, and it's a puzzle game as well, so it's kind of like the Crystal Maze crossed with a first person shooter. The only difference is your ammo is very limited as well, so you have to kind of think carefully about what you need to do. The game will give you puzzles as you progress. You have to, like, I don't know, rescue Anne from Kong, or get past sort of a certain ravine that seems impassable. And each time you're killed, it doesn't put you right back to the beginning of the level, it puts you back at the situation that you're in. So there's always like a clever way to kind of solve a puzzle. Like there was one puzzle where I needed to get across this bridge, and there was a bunch of these nasty little, I think there were ants in the way, or I can't remember particularly what they were, but I thought I had to shoot them off, but no, I had to kind of use a stick, get some fish, and then like use that as bait to distract them so I could get across. So it's one of those games, and also you get to play as Kong at various points as well, and I speed across the jungle. It's absolutely awesome, innovative, cool. You get to fight dinosaurs, so it's not only about Kong but also about the world that he's on or inhabits, Skull Island. And yeah, I got this for literally chumps change, and also I have like a spare copy because my stepdad brought me around one a few months ago. It's like, hey, King Kong, so he always bringing me games. So yeah, King Kong's highly recommended. Next up, another monkey, Monkey Island for the PlayStation 2. Shiver Me Timbers and Poke Me Other Eye Out. If this isn't the craziest pirate adventure you'll ever play, yeah. So based on this successful series, I think, which was on the PC, they've done a version for the PlayStation 2. So it's a point and click game. I absolutely love point and click games because they're very relaxing. Puzzles to solve as well. And it's done by LucasArts as well, so they've got the same name as me, so they must be awesome too. So I've not played this one, but I'm going to give this one a go on the channel, I think, very, very soon. It looks very, very interesting, particularly with some of the different locations and things. There's an original cinematic story full of drama, parrots and a villain with a sinister agenda, dozens of lusciously rendered backgrounds, hundreds of puzzles, jokes, puns and insults, and more monkeys, and you can check a voodoo doll out. So yeah, let me know if you played this one too. This one looks absolutely incredible. Okay, so I picked this one up. I had to buy it literally straight away when I saw it. I got this from, I think it was Cash Converters, Soul Reaver 2 by Eidos Interactive. So I really wanted the original Soul Reaver on the PlayStation 1. So it's sort of part of the Legacy of Kain series. I remember that one being a big deal when I was a kid, and I'd see screenshots and I'd really want it. But I could never afford it. I mean, like, but yeah, this one's very similar, I think. So we're playing as Raziel, and he emerges from the time portal and returns to different eras of Nosgoth's past in his relentless pursuit of Kain. Confronting the shadows of an unremembered past, he discovers a web of destiny stretching far into Nosgoth's dim, unrecorded history as his destiny comes full circle. So basically, we're going around collecting souls again and defeating enemies, and generally just looking for Kain, I believe. And the cover art is incredibly cool. So yeah, I saw this, I grabbed it. $6.99 as well from Cash Converters. So I'm definitely going to be booting this up later and giving this one a go. Alright, next game, guys, is Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII. So this isn't the same as the first one. It takes place a year after the events happened in 7, and so I believe when Midgard died, it said something survived. From the ashes of Meteor Fall, a mysterious organisation has arisen. Between it and the dominance of the shattered world stands an unlikely champion, the enigmatic Vincent Valentine. Taking place 1 year after the events of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, this wholly new chapter in the series features familiar faces and cutting-edge gunfighting action. So yeah, it's kind of like a semi-sequel to Final Fantasy VII. So I've never played this one either. Once again, Cash Converters, and it was only $2.99. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I didn't even know I owned that, to be honest. I thought it was like a spin-off. I didn't even look at it properly. Crazy. Right, so next up we have Driver 3 for the PlayStation 2. I haven't played this one, but I should imagine it's going to be much better than the second one. Not that the second one was bad, but as I said, it's like a product of its time. So you get to play as Tanner, an undercover cop once again, the driver, and he infiltrates a worldwide high-performance car theft ring. The high-speed chases and the shootouts take the action across 3 continents as Tanner uses any means necessary to take down his criminal counterparts. So yeah, graphics look incredible. This one looks like a real beauty. This was done by Atari, published by Atari and made by the same team who did the second one, Reflection. So I expect nothing less than something that rivals Grand Theft Auto 3, but apparently we've got acting talents. So I'll keep reading. Let me start again. It's got the voices of Michael Madsen, who's a legend, Ving Rhames, Michelle Rodriguez, Mickey Rourke, and Iggy Pop as well. You got 3 meticulously recreated cities with over 156 miles of road: Miami, Nice, and Istanbul. Over 70 completely destructible vehicles such as cars, bikes, trucks and boats. So yeah, this one looks amazing, and it was only £2, guys. £2, can you believe that? Less than the price of a cup of coffee. Alright, next up we have Def Jam Vendetta for the PlayStation 2. This one you get to play as D-Max, Ludacris, Method Man, Nor, Redman, Scarface and more. So yeah, top rappers of the day in a battle to be the baddest rapper on the street. It's all about money, power and respect. This was done by the Aki Corporation, the same people who done No Mercy. Unfortunately, the controls are kind of mapped almost the same as No Mercy, in that, you know, you can't just go and kick your character's booty straight away as you would in a traditional fighting game. You've got to use the movements in conjunction with different buttons to create different moves. Now for me that doesn't work in a game of this caliber, because a fighting game should be, just personally, you should be able to kind of just button bash, you know what I mean, and develop your moves that way. But with this one, you've got to use a little bit of strategy. I couldn't get on with this one at all. I don't think it's a terrible game, I just think it's an acquired taste. I got it for £1.49 in charity shops, so you can't go wrong there. Alright, we have FIFA Street 2. This one is absolutely amazing. I had a PSP back in the day, and I remember having this for it, and it's really, really addictive, incredible. 320 pro superstars, you can do all new tricks, stick moves, one-on-one street battles. So in FIFA Street 2, your arsenal tricks become the ultimate humiliation weapon that you use to dominate and obliterate your rivals. I always remember getting like Premiership players into my street team on here, and just basically going for gold and winning all the tournaments and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Lots of great musicians as well have contributed to the soundtrack. You know what I mean, when you're going through the different menus and stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Definitely one of EA's best, I think, as well, you know, because they come straight from the FIFA series, and this is a nice little spin-off. And yeah, it's like the world is your kind of imagination in this, because you can kind of build up a team, you can work with the stats and stuff, you can choose where you want to kind of play footy in a variety of different locations as well, tournaments, it's all there for you. So yeah, FIFA Street 2. Alright, next up we have Mortal Kombat 2 for Super Nintendo. This was a version I would have loved to have owned back in the day. But when it came to Mortal Kombat ports, I would always get like the cheap 8-bit ones, because that's all we could kind of afford. I mean, I had the Game Boy for years, and not that the Game Boy's a bad system, but I had Mortal Kombat on it, and I know some people would hate on that, but to me it was a version of Mortal Kombat. And then Mortal Kombat 2 came out, and I remember playing the arcade and wishing that I could have it, you know, at home, but we didn't have a SNES at the time. But again, I got the Game Boy version, which kind of held me over, but I've always had this thing where, man, I really, really wished I had this back in the day. It's absolutely brilliant. I know some people go absolutely crazy for this one, and it's definitely well worthy of the reputation. It's brilliant. It's got blood, it's got all the moves. I mean, considering Nintendo kind of censored everything in the first one, this one they've gone all out, and they've allowed every kind of gruesome fatality possible in this game, as well as friendships, barbarities. There's a few hidden tournament modes as well, more secrets than you can shake a stick at, and a new boss to take down Shao Kahn. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 2, highly recommend that one too, that's pretty cool. Right, next up we have Donkey Kong Country 2 for the Super Nintendo. So yeah, I've talked about the third one, and the second one, how much I wanted it. I eventually got to buy it in 2006 when I got my first job, and I played this non-stop. It is a fantastic platform game. It's everything that I'd always thought it would be and more. You play as Diddy Kong, and he teams up with his girlfriend Dixie, and they had to rescue Donkey Kong from the clutches of the evil Captain K. Rool. It's the best in the series in my opinion, and one of the Super Nintendo's finest platform games ever. Now, I'm not going to compare this to other games like Mario World and try and say which is better, because they're both good for their own reasons. Donkey Kong 2 is kind of more concentrated, you know. It does have a few secrets, you know, such as bonus barrels. Now we can go in and you can kind of collect coins. I think the more coins you get, the more chance you've got of having access to secret levels and things. Whereas Mario World was obviously Mario, you know, with secrets everywhere. Donkey Kong 2, Country 2 was just slightly different in that regard, but more colourful, more fun, graphically ahead of its game. And even now, you know, some of the things you can do in this game are amazing. They don't repeat gimmicks, and when they do, let me start again, they don't always repeat the gimmicks. I mean, they always give you something different, but when they do repeat them, again, it doesn't always feel like the same stage. It's not like, oh my god, it's a roller coaster stage, we have to do that again. They always throw something new and innovative in. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country 2, guys, play it if you haven't already played it. Alright, the original Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo. I know what you're thinking. The Super Nintendo version? I'm like, yeah. The Super Nintendo version. I remember buying this in 2008, I think. I was at university at the time and I had a bit of leftover cash. And as I was studying for my degree, I picked it up off eBay and I thought, yeah, I've always been curious about that version. And I played it, and you know what? Back in the day, even though it didn't have the fatalities that the Mega Drive or the arcade version had, this is still a good version of Mortal Kombat. If you kind of just forget about, you know, which version is better, this is still pretty decent. I will say it's very easy as well. It's definitely easier than the arcade version. Nintendo censored the hell out of it, but it's still Mortal Kombat in my opinion. As I said, if I'd have had this, I would not have been disappointed back in the day. I did get the Master System version. I mean, can you believe even the Master System version had blood and fatalities and the Super Nintendo version didn't? So, and that one's a little bit choppier, but this one isn't bad at all, in my opinion. Alright, we have WrestleMania the arcade game. This one's pretty good. Very difficult though. It's basically, this was done by, I want to say Midway. And they digitized the WWF characters at the time, put them in the game, and they make them do these over-the-top moves and characters and stuff. I think this was just during the Mortal Kombat era where digitized fighters were kind of becoming a lot more well-known and things. It's fast-paced, high arcade action. I don't know if this is as good as the arcade, and I know the modes are pretty limited, but yeah, this isn't bad actually. You know, if you want to kind of a little bit of fun as well, and it doesn't take itself too seriously either. Okay, we have Mortal Kombat 3 now. Back in the day I rented this loads of times from the video shop. I was absolutely fascinated by it. I could never get very far though. I just remember like there was one day I don't know if I rented it first, but I know my dad might have rented it, and I remember like I was ill, like, so I couldn't go to my community centre, and my dad was like, I've got to think about this. But yeah, I got up and I wasn't feeling very well. My dad knew I wasn't well, and he said, are you alright? I said, I can't go in today, Dad. I feel really, really unwell, you know. And he says, I guess it'll be like Mortal Kombat 3 then day. And I said, yeah, why not? So he let me sit and play Mortal Kombat 3 all day, and that's what I did before I had to kind of take it back. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 3 is pretty good. Basically, it's like the tournament is now taking place on Earth. Shao Kahn's extermination squads have kind of taken over every territory and looking to turn Earth into Outworld. So obviously the last remaining warriors on Earth must fight to kind of keep it. It's a lot more deadlier than the first one. It's a lot harder as well. For some reason the AI will kick your booty, so you'll fight the first guy, but then the second or third guy you'll get totally destroyed. It's almost like the computer knows your inputs before you do. But despite all that, I really, really like it. I don't even know why. It's so cool. You've got a hidden kind of password system where you can unlock new stuff and cheats. So much stuff then you can kind of swing a cat at. More fatalities. I believe babalities are in it. I could be wrong. But I know they've got friendships as well. There's a character called Curtis Striker, and his friendship's really cool. He'll hold up a sign like this, stop and go, and as he presses stop, all the characters run across the street and he presses go again, and that always kind of amuses me. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 3 is definitely up there as far as I'm concerned as a bit of fun. Alright, and the final game we have on the list today, because it's been a bit of a long one today, Donkey Kong Country, the original for the Super Nintendo. So I first got to play this as I think we rented it from Bryant's again, and I absolutely loved it. I got into the Donkey Kong Country universe then, you know. I really loved the sense of humour, the ACM graphics, so advanced at the time. I couldn't believe what I was playing. You know, you go through lush jungles, temples, to cavernous sort of areas, you know, and it on the surface, I mean, now it's easy to see, oh, it's just a basic platformer, but this one's really good. You know what I mean? You're playing something of very high quality. And even though it's super surpassed by the sequels, Donkey Kong Country will always remain a firm favourite in my heart as being one of the best games I've ever played on the system. As I said, it also helped revive the Donkey Kong Country series as well. And the fact that you can play as Donkey Kong, the original ape, and Diddy Kong as well, the new character, Rare really worked hard to kind of, you know, have that continuity and kind of update the character but not make him too alien to the audience. So there you go, guys. That is my that is my little collection I've done for today. I know it's been very long. I will split this up into 2 parts so you won't get overwhelmed. But it's been an absolute pleasure to bring this to you today. I'm sorry if I've rambled on or I've not explained too much about certain games, but these are just a few that I kind of some I played and some I haven't. I want to kind of do a mixture. So I hope you guys have kind of played some of them too. Let me know if you have in the comment section. Anyway, all that's left to say now is thank you very much. This has been Lucas from Swagger Blonde. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out one of my retro Let's Play videos. I really appreciate it. Oh dear, I do apologise, I'm a bit thirsty. If you're new to Swagger Blonde and like what you see, what on earth are you waiting for? Hit that red subscribe button now. Hit that bell notification icon also, that way you'll be instantly subscribed to Swagger Blonde and you'll be notified every time I upload a brand new retro gaming video. Please don't forget to drop me a like on this video if you enjoyed it, because it really helps out the channel. Comment on this video, let me know what you think of my pickup videos. Would you like to see another one? I mean, this is just the first one. I'm just kind of trying different stuff out on the channel to see what would work, and this one was a little bit harder for me because I'm kind of freestyling it, whereas when I'm in a game there's kind of more to talk about. So as I said, if I have struggled, that's probably why. So yeah, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what some of your favourite titles are. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to share this video around as well with everybody that you know. Anybody you think might be interested in this type of retro content. It really helps with YouTube's algorithm. It allows my channel to grow and it means more blokes and birds across the land will be able to find and access my content consistently and easier. And finally, you can follow my social media. There will be links in this video description, as well as Ellie, the graphics designer, the very wonderful graphics designer who helped design my intro as well. Once again, thank you, Ellie, for all your help. And as for you guys, I will bid you adieu, and I will see you next time for another retro gaming video. As I said, let me know if you want to see another one of these. I'd really love to know. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, hands.